Gentlemen, Dr. Dillingham, I want to run through about 100 questions with you, so we're going to hustle through several here. Let me get some concise answers. Talk me through the breakdown of what you anticipate here. Email connections or reminders, web-based reminders, phone calls. How will people, what's your first estimate, besides paper, of how people will actually fill out their census forms?
Senator, in filling it out, and really the experience we have would be the Rhode Island experience, where about a little over 50% replied by internet. And this is without the outreach campaign.
And this is web-based, them logging into a site.
I can't say that they may have done it by.
No, I'm just saying, what do you estimate? So if they're still logging into a site, is an app that they're downloading, or?
It could be that high. It could be that high nationally. We don't really have an official estimate. The telephone usage there was much lower than you might think. It was close to 7% by telephone.
And that's getting a number, punching it in, and saying, and talking to someone, or it's all about punching it?
Actually, if they're punching in, filling in the form by their smartphone, we call that internet. And if they're going to the phone assistance center, that's another proposition where they can get advice for filling it out on the internet, or they can give the information right there on the phone to the person who will record it for them.
So let me review. On your phone or on your computer, actually logging into a certain place, saying, this is my address, this is who I am, filling out the form, or going onto the phone and actually calling in and talking someone through.
Exactly.
Okay, and then that doesn't work, then you're actually getting a physical form. When is a form actually physically mailed to you?
For about 20, sorry on the microphone.
You're fine.
For about 20% of the jurisdictions where there is low connectivity, we will send the form out with the first mailing. There's a total of 5 mailings. If we don't hear from you, you're going to receive 5 mailings.
First mailing starts when?
The first mailing would start in March. And they really, the exact days, but every week you're going to get a mailing if we don't hear back from you. And the fourth mailing usually would be when you get the actual form. So there is an encouragement. You can go do it on the internet or by phone, or you'll get a mailing.
Go online or go on the phone, do it. And if you haven't, the fourth time, you're going to get a form and say, can you fill this out and send it back in?
That's correct.
Then after that, someone physically is
And then there's another reminder.
Right.
And sometimes when they receive the reminder, they will still do it. And there's an overlap between that and what we call the non-response follow-up. NRFU is the phraseology we use within the agency. But there's sometimes, too, when the person first goes to the door in the non-response follow-up and puts a notice on the door, hey, we'd like to talk to you about the census, they will get online.
They will fill it out.
And they will.
All right, so let me ask this question. I don't need an answer to it. I just
Sure.
want to be able to drop this out for you and for GAO. For years, I have asked the question, April the 1st is Census Day for us officially. April the 15th, there's also another large event that happens nationwide every single year, not every 10 years. It'd be nice if it was every 10, but it's every single April 15th. There's also a nationwide event. We have about 140 million people that do a filing with the IRS. 127 million of those are electronically. So round numbers, around 140 million file it, 127 million electronically. That seems like a unique opportunity for Census and for IRS to cooperate together once every 10 years to see if the census information couldn't be added to their IRS form, and to get a very large group. 127 million households is a pretty big catch to have by April the 15th, and then to go chase after that. Tell me why that wouldn't work.
Senator, I'm not here to tell you why it wouldn't work, but I would tell you that we're here to explore whether it will work and how it can work.
Okay. Obviously, that's a 2030 question, but if we don't start setting that up now, we're not going to get there. But we spend how much on the census this year? What's your estimate? Cost?
It's close to $15 billion, Senator.
So my
I mean, for the total life cycle cost.
Right. My hope is if we can gather a significant number of people by combining their IRS filing and their census filing, we can deal with a lot of personnel issues on that every 10 years. And I don't understand why we couldn't do that. I only bring that to you to say, I know right now the fire that's in front of you is next year.
Yes, sir.
But as you discuss and do after-action reports, I'd love for someone to get into the conversation. Could these two be combined?
Senator, let me just tell you this at this point. In the different permutations or ways that might be achieved have yet to be explored and analyzed. But I have been informed that there have been some conversations with private tax preparer services already, for example, that they could have the link at the end of the electronic form to the census.
Right.
And that would be maybe a starting point for getting to the goal that you mentioned.
Right. There's a pretty straightforward way to be able to do this. Again, there's a tremendous number of people that are used to electronically filing
Yes.
on their taxes, and that we could gather all that census information at the same time. Let me ask your question about hiring, as was just brought up by GAO. It's actually one of my questions on it. 2010, hiring temporary workers for the census was much easier because our unemployment rate was so high in 2010. Our unemployment rate is historically low right now. It's some of the lowest in 50 years. We have millions more job openings than we have people to fill it. How's that going for you, just in hiring and finding temporary workers?
Senator, so far we've been pleasantly surprised. One of the reasons is we hire people on a temporary basis, and so we're really not, the unemployment pool is not our, perhaps not even our primary pool. I would have to study that. But we're getting retirees. We're getting people that already work time. We're getting Uber and Lynx drivers and different people that work part-time jobs and look forward to these jobs. In terms of the applicant pool, actually, we have extended offers to more than 1,600 partnership specialists.
Right.
So we're waiting to see how soon that
To
will
get the
pan
rest
out.
of the information out, let me ask you one more question.
Sure.
Because so much is going to be done by web-based and
Sure.
on the phone this next time, which I'm good. That'll help us with tremendously with efficiency. It also opens up the opportunity for phishing scams, for people to put up fake sites and say, this is the census site, to email out to their blast list, do robocalls out to individuals and say, give us all your information, we're the census. What are we doing in the census level to help get information to people out to say, this is official and this is not? This is somebody just fishing for your information.
Certainly, that'll be one of the things that will be part of our outreach campaign. It'll be part of our social media campaign, and we're also working with the agencies to address that, so we're alerted whenever there's a fake website or a phishing activity. We get alerted and we take immediate action, and our IT and our cyber folks are working on that every day.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.